Hello everyone and welcome. We are at the Circuit Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico City, and we're coming to you with the start of the final 4 races of Formula Racing League Season 3. I'm Chaos and I'm going to be your color and commentary for today. And we have got a very full grid. I think we've got 18 drivers who've been able to show up for today. Alright, so let's take a moment to discuss the season so far. At present, Flex is leading the championship with 218 points. Camborne's got 199. Kenny LaFleur, who sadly isn't going to be competing for anymore, is at 179. So the question is anyone going to be able to catch up with him? Luke Brax has a bit of a long shot for the championship at 157 points, and Rafa at 142. Robert Copter is sitting in 6th place at 140, just behind Rafa, and El Suciadan is running his final race of the season, seeing what he can get out of the year. He is the defending champion, but with this race he's going to drop out of contention. He's currently got 133 points, and then it's to drop back to X-Max. Now, X-Max only has 100 points, but he has been on an absolute tear. He only joined in Netherlands, and at the rate he's been going, he would have been definitely competing for the championship, since he has half of the championship leader's points in only about 2/5 of the race. We've got a new driver today, and that is Dicora, or Dicora. I'll have to ask exactly how that was pronounced. I've been saying Dicora. Sounds about right to me. And taking us around a lap of this Mexico City circuit. So here we are, coming through a tricky Sector 2. Big S's here, carrying as much speed as you possibly can, down, and then there's a late braking as we come in towards the stadium section. Here we go. Making our way around extremely low speed corner, you cut the corner as much as you dare and then shift up, keep the traction as he gets prepared to go for his first hot lap. DRS zone is open as he makes his way down the main straight. And then late braking just past the 100-meter mark, catch the inside apex, and then make your way around onto the left, and another right, power on now, up into 5th gear, and accelerating his way down towards the far end of the circuit. You try to carry as much speed as you possibly can through here, and then glide around. Ian Brax getting nicely out of the way as we go around the double apex right-hander. And now, the power delivery is everything as you make your way around. 5th gear, I should say, as we begin these S's. Carrying as much speed as you can, you bleed off just a little bit here. And now it's all power all the time as we make our way in back towards the stadium section. Dakar with a 56.4 in a Sector 2. Going to be the first driver here to set a lap. And here we go, coming around underneath the DHL banners, and now keeping nice and tight to the inside here to set the best time that he can, and that is a 1:15.6, which is the marker time that we're going to have in. We've got Flex, who's a little ways away from sitting his lap. Flex, of course, one of our top championship protagonists right now. Red Baron, we were discussing some stats this week, and Red Baron has been Mr. Consistency for attendance. He is the only driver now who has been present for every single Formula Racing League race over the past 3 seasons. So why don't we, in acknowledgement of that, ride on board with Red Baron for this lap. He's on the soft tires. Let's see what max speed he's going to be able to get up to here. Looks like it's going to be about 325. 325, there we go. Oh, I saw 326 for a brief moment as he breaks in. And by the way, I'm joining you guys in chat, so I'll be able to follow along with what's going on with you guys who are in there watching with us. Red Baron making his way down the back straight now. No one has been able to stop Decora's lap of a 115.6, and ooh, that was very close to a corner cut, but he gets away with it. There's just a certain amount you can get away with. Raro keeping out of the way. Now Red Baron coming in, braking, shifting down into third gear and then up to fifth, before shifting down to second gear through this very tight corner. Sheer Insanity, he sets a 115.495 and narrowly takes away provisional pole from Decora. And there's X-Max with a 114.99. Red Baron comes through and he sets a 116.7. But that's a fine map for X-Max, and I think Raro, oh, he's coming in. Here we go, is Flex, that lap was disallowed unfortunately, so Flex does not have a lap down. Let's see, where is Cam? Interesting. Camborne has gone for the mediums, gonna see if he can qualify in the top 10 on medium tires. Oh, he's going to be coming in, so let's see if we've got someone on that lap here. Here we go. It's Fiji Dumbo, everyone. So Fiji taking his Williams around, going to see what he can do. He has yet to set a lap time here in Mexico. I mean, he's raced in Mexico before, but he has not yet set the time today. Late braking, turns it in while trailing. Leaves a little bit of space to the left, but gets a nice little launch here. He's in fourth, fifth. Has it in a few low gears there. You can really get some nice advantage in acceleration if you can have the throttle control to avoid spinning. Here we go, through the outer stadium of Sector 2. And now it's all about the acceleration and braking into the S's down to 5th gear. Cuts the apex nicely, carrying a little bit of both sides here. And now, lifting just a small touch. Is he going to be able to keep it? Yes, he does. Car entirely under control as he makes his way into Sector 3. Keeps it 3rd gear as he makes his way around. Taps the inner apex. And the outer, now he's on his way out. He's going to catch the apex, drift a little bit wide, and then take it in tight. No sense in taking too much of a wide line, or else you're going to cost yourself maybe a tiny fraction of a tenth, but that is enough for Fiji to set himself with a 116.6 just ahead of Red Baron. Raro on an out lap right now, so let's see. Do we have anyone on a hot lap right now? We got Santi, and he's looking speedy. He's running on the medium, so we're going to see if he can get into the top 10 on these tires. And that is a 117.762 for Santi, just inside the top 10. Alright, here we go. Raro and Flex both coming out, and I think we'd like to see what Flex can do here. He's got a fresh set of mediums, and it looks like he's going for the exact same strategy. Braking hard into Sector 1's first corner. 1, 2, and 3, taking a lot of that and a lot of exit. That's the kind of thing you need to do if you're going for a very fast lap, and he is, of course, using the mediums right now. Oh, I see I think we've got an issue. Is that Rafa? We've lost Rafa. There's Rafa right across the middle of the road. And oh, Flex has had his lap disallowed, but Raro is still going clean. So let's see what he can do. He hasn't set a lap time yet. He's coming around right now. He's fairly consistently been in the top 8 or thereabouts for his qualifying pace. Comes around, nice tight line, and that's a P4 for Raro, 1:15.879. That puts him 9/10 off of pole right now, and just 2/10 off of Decora. Broken blinker, keeping out of the way as other cars come through. X-Max and El Sucio Dan, here we go. El Sucio Dan just came through, and that's a 1:15.6 that's going to demote Decora and Raro and all others behind them. And halfway through qualifying, we've currently got X-Max, Sheer, EST, and Decora, who's having a very nice first performance. Raro in 5th, Luke Brax running P6, and it looks like Luke is actually just finished lap. Ian, his brother, right with him. T Goldie and Fiji in the pits. Red Baron currently running P10, and just coming through here. Has he set another lap, or is this just the start of his lap? I think this is just the beginning for him. Camborne coming around as well. Going to see if he can improve. He's currently set P11. If he can't get higher than that, he's just going to want to qualify on the soft side, imagine. No point in going for the counter strategy if it's going to put you that far down the grid. Also, I think Chintra's off on the side there. Just clearing out of the way for other drivers. Very considerate. So here's Ginger. I should say Camborne, what am I saying? I was talking about Ginger just a moment ago. A little bit wide through the stadium section, that could be a 10th or so. But it's all about just going 4 times faster. If he can get ahead of Red Baron, he can make this worthwhile. Oh, big lap for Cam, and that is a 1:15.5, so he's had enough with the mediums, and he's just going to throw himself up onto the front on the conventional strategy. Red Baron coming through, and he's got a 1:16.464. I'll need to double check if that was higher than the previous time. I think Santi. Oh no, that's Ginger. Oh, who is that? Fiji. Alright, so Fiji coming around, and we're going to watch another lap with him. He's currently sitting in P11 with a 1:16.6. That's a corner cut right there, and that's the end of of Fiji's lap. El Sucio, of course, still in the pits, currently sitting P4. Camborne on his in-lap. So all the top drivers are outside. Here we go. That's Luke coming in. Ian, though, just on his way out. Oh, we got Red Baron, who would be on a hot lap, but he's gotten that disallowed. So we'll go on to T Goldie. T Goldie wrestling the car around the end of the S's. He's set a nice sector in Sector 2. Let's see what he can do here. Hopefully he's able to keep out of the way. Red Baron goes wide so that that might have thrown off T Goldie just a little bit because that very much compromised his line there. But he doesn't get the lap disallowed. Ooh, that was close. T Goldie pulling out all the stops here as he comes in. His time was a 1:16.4. Now it is a 1:16.2. And that means a lot. That puts him up into 8th place. No one who qualified or has set their fastest time on the mediums has made it into the top 10 yet. Brother John making his way out of the pits. He's on the reds as well. Everyone is recognizing you have to be on the softs if you want to set a good time here. Broken Blinker coming through here. He's running a couple of practice laps just to get a little bit of a familiarity, a little bit of a warm-up. We'll see if he's going to set a lap on the softs or if he's just going to start off at the back of the grid. Flex, meanwhile, coming through, and this is the lap, ladies and gentlemen, that we want to see because Flex is the championship leader right now. He holds the lead over Camborne of 19 points. And now we'll see what he can do with it. Charging his way down. How much has he trimmed away? 326. Fairly typical speed. He's not running anything particularly otherworldly here. So we're going to see what he can do with a very conventional setup in terms of aerodynamics. Braking just past the 100-meter board, coming in a little bit tight there. That's going to cost him a small amount as he makes his way now around through the top section, very, very slow, catches the double apex, leaves a little bit of space there. A small bit of correction as he puts the power on, but sometimes that correction shows that they're really pushing. Takes it around now, up to 6th. Briefly into 7th gear, cutting the corner as much as... Oh, there we go! Big spin! His car's intact, but he is running very, very short on time. Flex is in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Disqualified from session for driving in the wrong direction. Flex is going to be starting from the very back of the grid, provided that Ginger is able to set a lap. And Ginger's lap has been disallowed. No qualifying time for Flex, the championship leader right now. This is a big deal. Ginger is coming in. Is there going to be enough time to set a lap? Well, right now we're going to look at some of the contests for pole right now. El Suciadan is coming out right behind Santi. So Santi going to see what he can do, but let's see if El Suciadan can potentially throw this one onto pole position. El Suciadan currently in 4th with a 1:15.6. X-Max coming through with a 1:14.990, a sub 1:15. He has been a terror to the other drivers as of late. It honestly takes an incident to beat him these days. He is absolutely on form. But we're going to see if El Suciadan, in his final appearance, in his what will be his last day as the reigning champion, well, I suppose he'll technically be it for a little while longer, but he won't be able to defend. We'll see if he can set anything here. Santi's in the way just a little bit, and it doesn't look like he's here to give him a draft. El Suciadan is backing off. He realizes he's not going to be able to get a good lap here. Luke Brax, though, is coming through, so let's actually take this moment to look with Sheer. Sheer looking pacey. Oh goodness, I was looking away, and Decora has set a fastest lap with a 1:14.935. I was not even watching as that happened. But let's see what El Suciadan is able to do here. He's 5th place right now after Decora's good lap there. Luke Brax is just ahead of EST. Is he going for another lap? I suspect he is. Just going to run to empty. Sheer Insanity taking a really tight line here. He had a 1:15.4. He improves by 0.3 nearly, but it's not enough to improve his position at all. El Suciadan on a hot lap, but once again, he has got a car right in front of him. Santi making his way around, still no lap. Ginger is going to be trying to get onto the grid, so let's have a look. Broken Blinker is currently, he's had that lap disallowed there. Ooh, a little dangerous there. Is he going to be coming in? He's making his way into the pits. Balzac, currently in 14th position with a 1:16.7. He's very, very close to being able to nab a position off of the cars just ahead of him. He doesn't have to improve by any more than 0.3 to go up to 10th place. Ian Brax coming around. His lap has been disallowed. He's not going to be letting anyone through. Going any faster, I should say. El Suciadan. Oh no, his lap's been disallowed. ESD is not going to go any faster. Is X-Max on a lap? Yes, he is. X-Max making his way through. He's got purple sectors as he carves his way into the stadium section. Here we go. Eyes on the clock. He needs to get into the 1:14s if he wants to have a chance. He's close, but I don't think this is going to be quite fast enough. 1:13, 1:14. That's it! He did it! X-Max 1912 with a 1:14.658. Camborne now, making his way through the final sector. Making his way now, final corner, power down. That's a good time, that's a 1:15.5, Camborne P4. Alright, let's see if anyone else has any laps that they can potentially set. Luke Brax running on fumes. Can he go any faster than a 115.7? Yes, he can. 115.6 improves by a tenth, and that is enough to pop him ahead of El Sucio Dan. And with that, every single driver has set their times. And there you have it. X-Max, pole position with a 114.65. Then we've got Decora, Sheer Insanity, and Camborne. Ginger, oh look at that! Ginger came through at the last moment and managed to sneak his way in. And isn't that a nice sight to see? Ginger, after struggling to put a clean lap in, sets a P5 position. That's a 115.5. Then we've got Luke Brax, El Sucio Dan, Santi, Balzac, and Raro in 10th position. Then outside of the top 10, with the free choice of tires, we have Fiji Domo, T Goldie 44, Ian Brax, Red Baron Brother John, Broken Blinker, and then with no time at all, RFX Rafa and Flex. We've got some speedsters at the very back, folks. Sometimes you just need to throw in a banker. I won't commentator's curse X-Max for what he just said there. So taking a moment to once again consider the championship, Flex is the championship leader, and he has 218 points, but he is going to be starting from the back of the grid alongside RFX Rafa. He and Rafa are both very, very strong drivers. If I had to rate in terms of peak performance across the year, I think I would have to say I would put Flex, X-Max, and Kenny LaFleur right up there. But Kenny's not here. X-Max is on pole, and Flex is in the back row. So I think it's going to be very, very hard for him to take a win here. And there's a decent chance that Camborne could pull some points off of him. Someone has hit go to track, so we have had very little time to get ready here. Hopefully everyone has their strategies set up, because we are getting ready to go out onto the grid. And here we have it. Ferrari-powered cars lined up on the front row. X-Max taking it away, and he's got Decora right behind him, Sheer and Camborne. And then let's take a little look back. We've got Ginger and Luke Brax. Further back, we've got El Sucio Dan and Santi. Balzac and Raro make up the top 10, and then let's have a little look at the strategies that we're running here. Raro on softs, Fiji soft, T Goldie soft, but Ian Brax is taking out the medium tires. Behind him, we've got Red Baron on the softs. Brother John going to be running the mediums, and he's just ahead of Broken Blinker, saying, hey, well, I'm going to have myself a little bit of pace early on. RFX Rafa and Flex both going for a long-running strategy here. Going to want to make sure that they can get a ways into the race before they have to make their first pit stop. So that is Brax, Ian, which is to say, Brother John, Rafa, and Flex who are running the counter strategy. That is strange. Did X-Max go off the track here? I can only imagine he did. Fortunately, he will get placed and pack on, but that is a moment you do not want to have, just to throw you off a little bit. Nameless Nate in the chat. Hey, how's it going, Nate? If you want, feel free to throw yourself into commentary if you ever want to say anything. If you want to Nico Rosberg it up with us. Alright, so X-Max gets into position here. and that's going to be awkward. So he is not going to have hot tires for the start of this because of what happened there. And Brother John, also very weirdly, I wonder if he's disconnected. Yeah, no kidding. Scary moments there for X-Man. Alright, the driver's pulling their way onto the grid. Well, unfortunately, X-Max does not have any time in which he might be able to change his underwear for this. Here we go. The start of the race. 3 lights, 4 and 5. They wait, and they're off. Here we go. Let's see what happens here off of the start. X-Max getting swarmed. Ginger on the outside. Camborne up 3 positions. Decora in 2. Here we go as they make their way along. That's Fijidomo making a little jig over to the side there. Late braking as we're on board with Ginger going around the outside here. X-Max has fallen down to 6. Bravo challenging. He's got the inside line, but he backs off just a little bit, and X-Max is able to hold his position. X-Max, absolutely disastrous start as the pole sitter has fallen down to 5th position. He's still getting his tires up to temperature. Bravo might have an overtaking opportunity here. Moving up ahead, we've got El Suciodan right behind his just ahead of his teammate, I should say. He is chasing Sheer Insanity. Camborne just behind Decora, so Decora has been able to take the position back, and we've had a couple of people. Luke Brack's way down in positions here, so Decora is now up 1 position. He had a front row seat and he took full advantage of X-Max's mistake on the outlap. Sheer Insanity has managed to hold on to 3rd place, and we're going to see if he can convert this, but I'm not going to say any more on that because we've got El Suciodan who's pursuing an X-Max who's going to be hungry for something. We got a little bit of dueling here from Balzac and T Goldie as Balzac nabs the position. T Goldie is going to try and pop it back up the inside, but he can't take the line. Oh, that's a spin. Who is that? That is that's Flex. No, who was that? That was Sheer. Oh my goodness. It took 15 seconds for my curse to hit. But here we go. X-Max through on El Suciodan. I'm not sure if that was part of the El Sucio plan, if there's perhaps a little bit of team play going on in the Prancing Horse Garage. But there we go. It is now Decora, Camborne, and X-Max starting to climb back his positions. We've got some exchanges of position further back here, as side by side, Rafa, Ian, Brax, they're going 3 wide. And let's go on board with Brother Tron as he watches these 3 charge their way along. Oh no, there's contact! Ian Brax spins out and drops to last, well, second last because Sheer is still recovering onto here. He comes in and he sees Ian Brax is making his way back onto track. Decora leading, and he is ahead of Camborne, but all the drama is at the back here. Sheer Insanity has a bad flat spot. Oh, we've got another further up ahead. It's Ginger. Ginger, he's still intact. He's still intact, but he does not have a front wing. He's going to wait for the rest of the cars to come through. Very considerate. And that is quite a few cars having moments this lap. Fastest lap for Decora as he comes around, but X-Max follows up with another fastest of his own. El Suciodan already starting to fall off of his teammate just a little bit here, and Robert not able to quite keep connection. Meanwhile, Fijidomo showing a lot of race space. He's coming up. Santi makes a little chink, and Fiji says, "I'll take the inside corner if you don't mind." Santi tries to outbrake. Oh, he tries to get very, very close to contact, but now Santi has line on the inside. Oh! And Santi gets a little bit... Well, that's a bit of a sideways contact, and that's going to be costly for Santi. Now, other cars making their way up, and we're starting to get things settling down a little bit. We've got Ginger in the pits. We have had Sheer and Ian make their way through. A little bit of a wide line there for Ian. So X-Max is now looking to get back his position after a really rough start. Spinning out and then getting disqualified from the first lap. Ooh, El Suciodan with a bit of a moment there, and Bravo picks up the first time penalty. It's very easy to get corner cut penalties here at this Circuit Hermanos Rodriguez. All my Spanish friends and various Latin American friends can help me on my pronunciation later. I'm terrible because I'm trying to slightly correct from speaking very mediocre second language French, and that doesn't help with Spanish pronunciation. Flex picks up a time penalty. And X-Max is very, very close to Camborne here. As he goes up the inside, he's got the DRS open, and there's not much that Cam is able to do. X-Max seizes position, and that's all she wrote. Camborne demoted down to B3, but he is still up 1 place from his qualifying position after the disaster that has befallen Sheer Insanity. Although there are a couple of drivers who are really feeling it after this first lap, we're starting to get things clearing up a little bit for the initial positions here, but we've got some battling going lower down. We're on board with T. Goldie, who is right behind Luke Brax, and Balzek, who has been having a nice start to this race. Fiji, an even nicer spot. Look at that, 11th to P6. Fiji just having a time right now. Further back, Rafa is chasing down Red Baron, and we've got some close battling here with Brother John and Sheer Insanity over 14th place. Brother John currently just up 1 position, and Sheer Insanity trying to recover. He was running 3rd before a spin in this very section took him down. Oh, you can see he's got a slippery setup, and it's hard to follow here, but Brother John doesn't take an optimal line. Sheer gets a penalty for that corner cut, and I don't think Brother John's going to fight that too hard. Brother John breaks a little bit, he takes the inside line, and X-Max is now hunting down Decora, but we're going to see what Decora is able to do here. So we're looking back, seeing these cars making their way through, and really there's no big fights happening except for Camborne chasing down X-Max until you get back to this area. We've got Luke Brax pursuing Balzek. Luke's lost 2 positions off of the start, but now he's looking to make some of it back up. Takes a little peek to the inside. Oh, and we've got Sheer Insanity, who makes a move on Brother John through the starting hairpin. Let's see if we've got any activity going on further up. It seems that the closest battle is indeed what we've got on with Sheer Insanity now fending off Brother John, but Brojo with the mediums is probably not going to be looking for early aggression. He's going to be looking for a nice long run. So the guys running the mediums from the back, Flex has been able to make his way up a small amount. He is up 5 positions. He is chasing down Santi right now. And Rafa is a short ways ahead of him, currently in pursuit of Red Baron. Rafa is right at the back of this little pack that is led by Fiji Domo, who has fallen a short distance off of the back of Rowercopter. So from P6 to P11, it's a second to a second to a second, as Ian Brax now picks up a penalty. The penalties are accumulating, and they're going to mean an awful lot later on in this race. We've got a pass here as Luke Brax makes his way through on balls like T. Goldie. Oh, he dipped a toe out onto the grass, playing it dangerous there. But T. Goldie is sitting here, and he wants to get through on Balzac. Meanwhile, Fiji is taking a moment to get a little bit of an opening here, and now we're going to have some action. As these cars make their way down, is anyone going to duck out and try and make a move? It doesn't look like it. In fact, we have a little bit of a moment as Red Baron goes deep in there. T. Goldie picks up a time penalty. Red Baron with a moment, and that allows RFX Rafa to seize the moment and take P10 away from the Baron. Santi, meanwhile, is 2.8 seconds back on this group, but he is catching fast, and he has Flex on his heels. Flex right now has picked up a time penalty, so he's going to have to be careful here. That could become costly. You can see his car kicking out just a little bit. It's got to be scary to be running in these conditions right now. Further back, we've got Broken Blinker right behind Brother John. Going to see if anything can happen here as the DRS opens. Is he going to make a move? Nope, Brother John holds the line for the moment, but he's a little bit deep into the corner. So Flex now on Santi. But further ahead, we've got T. Goldie making his way, and X-Max is getting closer and closer to Decora. Oh, further back, Red Baron into the pits. I wonder if he had damage. Oh goodness, Broken Blinker has a spin. Is he going to go into the pits? Oh, very careful not to get yourself disqualified here. Ginger, meanwhile, coming through, and this might be an opportunity for him to get back into a race that's going on further up ahead. But we go elsewhere. We've currently got El Sucio Dan, who is being chased down. Raro has closed the gap and closed into DRS range. But just behind him, Fiji, Luke, Balzac, and T. Goldie. T. Goldie of that group has a penalty, and Rafa is right behind Goldie. So here we are as we see if they can make anything happen through these S's. This is all about having close pursuit so that you can try to make a dive further ahead. Oh, T. Goldie with a moment and a half! And that is enough for RFX Rafa to take his position. We're going to move up ahead here, as we're going to see if X-Max is close enough to make anything happen on Decora. No one else pitting. It is a little bit early for pit stops, but it doesn't look like he's going to have that. And look at that. We got a bit of side-by-side action right over here. Where is he? Well, Raro is through on El Sucio Dan. And Fiji now seeing if he can close in on him at all. Oh, here we go. A little bit of a move. Sheer Insanity on Flex. And Flex is in a dangerous position here. He is the championship leader. Almost by all common sense, he needs to be racing cautiously here. This is already a recovery race. Santi doing everything he can to defend against Sheer. And now Flex getting awfully close there. Seeing if he can make something happen. El Sucidan picks up a time penalty. And Flex is following close by. So currently sitting outside of the points here. He needs to get through these guys. You can see that Sheer Insanity is getting cleaner lines than Santi is right now, which is pretty impressive given that he is in the dirty air. But now we're going to be getting a double toe. Flex, oh, Santi goes a little bit deep, and that allows Sheer Insanity to dive up inside, but now Flex has Santi stuck on his front wing. And now what's going to happen here, because this is going to open up the opportunity for Santi to get a little bit, and we've got Luke Brax coming into the pits. Sheer comes around and he's got Santi behind, and Santi himself has Flex behind. Here we go, they're getting close, and Raro, El Sucio Dan exchanging position further ahead. Oh goodness, that's X-Max! X-Max, out of a fight for the lead, has spun! And suddenly he tumbles down through the positions. Look at, oh goodness, his tires are hot, his tires are very hot. Sheer Insanity is coming up on X-Max, and what can he be thinking here? X-Max is in trouble. He has absolutely baked his tires. They are just screaming hot! And oh, Sheer Insanity crashes into the side of him. Flex now making up a position as X-Max just needs to calm himself down. Things are falling apart here, but he just needs to cool down the tire as he spins again. Oh goodness, you hate to see it. Brother John dodges off the track as he and Santi and Ian Brax now make their way around an X-Max. Everything is falling apart for him right now. Balzac has spun! Everything is going on right now on this 9th lap. Sheer Insanity now into P8. And Camborne is into the pits. This is big. This is championship contender Camborne, who is pitting in. Browercopter now takes P2 as we've got a couple of drivers going through. So that's a Camborne and that's a Fijidomo going into the pits right now. Decora has a nice little lead, but where is he going to come out? I think the moment right now we want to look at this crowd because we've got Brother John, Santi, and Ian Brax right behind him. Balzac picks up a time penalty. I wonder if that's, let's see, where would he have gotten that warning there? And X-Max, yeah, he has absolutely cooked his tires, and now he just needs to do some recovery here because he lost so much that last lap. Ian Brax now, pursuing Santi, and we're going to start seeing a lot more pit stops coming in this coming lap. The DRS is open, and Ian Brax is going to make a move. Santi with a little bit of a wiggle, seeing what he can do. And now, coming around the side, a little bit of side-by-side contact, and he does not leave much space for him there. Is he going to let him back in? Yeah. Oh, he continues to challenge, though. A little bit of a moment there, and Santi can't get the power on quite enough, and that's enough for Ian Brax to take the position. Ian Brax up into P10. Santi is just going to need to get to the pits now. He doesn't want to run these softs much longer, lest he fall into the same terrible trap that ensnared X-Max. Rarocopter into the pits. El Sucio Dan promoted one more position. Raro coming in. Doesn't look like he had any damage. That's fortunate to see. And we've also got T Goldie in the pits. Flex now coming through. And he is up to P4, but of course he has not yet pitted. It's going to be a while before he does that. For the back, we've got Santi into the pits. Luke Brax not in. Red Baron has already pitted. Brother John into the pits. 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Fiji now comes around, and we're going to see which drivers he's going to have undercut here, or if he's going to be able to have come up. He is ahead of Sheer Insanity. Fiji Domo holds position ahead of Sheer. Brother John making his way out of the pits right now as he comes in. Ginger takes the position. And where is X-Max going to come out? He is going to come out behind Ginger ahead of Brother John. So X-Max with his medium tires now. Let's see where the fight is. Hey, look at this. It's championship contenders Camborne and Flex. Flex now has the opportunity to potentially mess up his championship rival and teammate Camborne a little bit here. It'll be very interesting to see what happens as we look at Broken Blinker, who is currently in the pits, and he is about to fall one lap down as his teammate Decora comes through. They're both coming out of the pits right together, and it looks like he's going to be just narrowly in the way. So here we have it. Flex, Camborne. Flex looked like he was going for the inside line. He's taken a very, very tight line, but there's not going to be anything he can do. Camborne charging through, and that is position taken. 11 lap old mediums are not going to fend that off. Flex pops into the DRS, and maybe he can get a little bit of a tow from Camborne. That would be the tactical move right here. See what advantage you can get and deny Cam as much of an advantage as you possibly can while you stretch out the life on these tires. Further back, we've got T Goldie challenging Red Baron. T Goldie has just pitted and he's come up behind the Baron, and he's got tires that I think will be able to fairly comfortably make it to the end, but we'll see. This could be a two-stopper race, especially if we get a little bit of safety car action. Sheer Insanity is chasing down Fiji Tomo, and then we've got an 11-second gap back to Santi, Ginger, and X-Max. And here's X-Max. Talk about a terrible, terrible 30 seconds that can absolutely destroy a race. Decora has made his way through on Broken Blinker, and he is going into the pits. Decora pitting. What's El Sucio Dan to do? Here he comes. Penultimate corner. And El Sucio Dan is also in. Now it's time for RFX Rafa to put the hammer down. A little bit late on the power there. And Rafa is now, from the very back of the grid, into the lead. This is what happens on that counter strategy. So Rafa leads now, ahead of Camborne. Decora is a little bit behind Camborne, and Raro behind Decora. El Sucio Dan has lost the position to Raro as he comes out here, and then he has both of the Brax brothers behind him, but they are going to be having to pit fairly soon. Flex is coming out on his softs right now, and that's going to put him into 12th place, so Flex hasn't gained that many positions thus far. We've got a little bit of jostling for position. T Goldie, Red Baron, a little bit of side-by-side, and T Goldie has a moment as he goes wide there. He's going to try and rejoin ahead, and Red Baron, oh, hey, we've got a trade of positions as Luke Brax takes it off of Ian Brax, but coming back to this fight, T Goldie is now in 8th position ahead of Red Baron. He ran a little bit wide there, but was able to hold position. Now Sheer seeing if he can go up the inside, and he is able to get through. Fiji Tomo's next. Can he do something? Red Baron's softs are a little bit more worn than everyone else. Red's definitely going to have to pit again, probably going to take mediums to the end, but we will soon see. Meanwhile, further ahead, Decora is right on the back of Camborne, and we're going to see a little bit of a battle there. So I would like to have my eyes on these two as Decora and Camborne make their way around the end of that lovely corner. I believe it's called Mansell. It used to be the Poweltada. And here we go. Is there any defense at all? No, Camborne is just swamped by Decora, who takes second place and what is effectively first place among the drivers who pitted. But let's have a look at those penalties. There's a lot of them. We'll be sorting those out well into the night. Meanwhile, as we come through, we've got gaps forming throughout the upper stretches, but we've got a side-by-side here. The Sheer Insanity charges through on T Goldie, and there's not much to be done there. Red Baron behind is going to see what more power he can wring out of these tires before he has to hang them up and put on a set of mediums or perhaps even hards. Further back, Balzac is through on Ginger. That's 3-lap-old softs versus 10-lap-old mediums. I think Ginger's going to be doing a fairly long run on the mediums and then pitting late on for softs, so Ginger would like to make up a couple of positions, but I'd like to take a look further ahead. Right now, we've got a crowd here surrounding T Goldie. Everyone in the top 9 currently running a fresh set of mediums, except for Ian and Rafa, both of whom have yet to pit. So Red Baron's right behind T Goldie, and he hasn't lost much time here. T Goldie picking up another penalty. And we're going to see if the Baron can get close enough to make something happen. But Fiji is aggressive, we know it. And we'd like to see what Fiji and this fella named Flex are going to have to say about Red Baron holding his position for much longer. We're at 15 laps, so still not quite to the halfway point. Fiji's got a big run here. And here we go, side by side, along and through on Red Baron. Flex as well, coming through. Is the Baron going to be able to defend against this? Flex, Jinx to the inside. Is he going to go for a double pass? 3 wide into turn 1, and Flex backs out of it. He doesn't want to throw it away against these guys who have so little to lose. We've got T Goldie once again going wide off the track, and Flex does make up a position on Red Baron. Flex, though, is now going to have to get past Fiji, and Fiji is an elbows out racer. He's a little wild, usually in control, but we love to see him fight. And here we go right now. He's got T Goldie, who has had a bit of elbows out himself this race, and we're going to see what Flex can do to get past these two battlers. Flex, again, outside of the points right now, he needs to make overtakes happen if he wants to make something happen this race, because these softs are not going to the end of the race. We've got to change the position further ahead, and a dive up the inside is Fiji. And can now Flex take advantage of any of this? Here we go, T Goldie holding the position. A little bit wide, they're getting very compromised in front of him. Flex gonna see if he can make anything happen. He takes a tight inside line, but his line, oh, a little bit of a moment as Ian Brax brakes hard. T Goldie going wide again. He's just Mr. going wide on the exit of corners. But there we go. He lets it through. And now Flex is going to see if he can make a move on Fiji Domo. Going around the outside. Is Fiji going to be able to fight this? He brakes hard. And now, is he going to be able to fight back against it? It looks, oh, he's still kept overlapping. No, T Goldie's Flex, just glitches out there for a moment, stopped existing for a moment, and with that he's through. Sheer. Oh, Sheer has had a moment. Oh no, Sheer! Oh no. Oh goodness. I can't look away, but I can't watch at the same time. Oh! Yikes! Sheer. Oh no, just calm. Oh no, Sheer, don't quit. Oh, you never know when the safety car is going to come. It's never over, but sometimes it can happen. You look at X-Max. X-Max has been able to, start salvaging something here. He's crawling his way back up, but with sheer insanity retiring from the session, he said, hey, you know what, I'm done. I would strongly encourage you, Sheer, to, come back, just stay. Just put it on auto drive for a second and calm yourself. We want you to stay in this, man. Well, with that little piece of punctuation on this, we've got Flex, who has managed to make his way through on Fiji Domo recently, but Fiji is not giving up his position easily, and he's continuing to challenge for it. And additionally, he has got his DRS lap open. Ginger's getting close onto the back of Balzac. We're going to see. Very, very close indeed. Oh, and that's the time penalty for El Suciudan further up in B5. So Flex has now gotten up into the points. And Ginger, oh goodness, Ginger into the back and spins him around. Oh goodness, Balzac would be fuming at that. If I were Ginger right now, I would be returning a position there, but, well, with that, Ginger takes P12, but he's got damage himself. And Balzac is now behind his teammate. Ian Brax through, trying to make a move on Balzac. They're going side by side here. So Ian Brax is pitted, and he's now got the hard tires that he's going to be taking for an 18-lap stint. Ginger comes out of the pits in 16th place. So currently, Rafa is still leading on 17 lap-old mediums, but Decora is getting very, very close to him, and he's already made the pit stop. Camborn running P3, effectively P2 once you count for the pit stops, and Raro running... Oh, we've lost T. Goldie. T. Goldie is gone. Safety car is out. This is big. Rafa has already gone past, so he's not going to get a chance to do a safety car pit stop. Let's look at the guys who do have a chance. Flex is coming in. He's going to take off these softs. Fiji is coming in. Santi has the opportunity to do something. Let's see what he's going to do. 6 lap-old softs. You take these off, my boy. X-Max also coming in. Might as well. No real reason not to at this point. Oh, goodness. Poor Brother John picking up a time penalty while under safety car conditions is always gonna burn you a little bit. He's taken off his tires. Oh, Balzac is going to be an awkward situation because he's got a teammate directly in front of him. Just open up a little bit of space. Balzac... Brax coming in. I just was doing this for contractual reasons. Red Baron coming through. He's already done his pit stop. So while other cars around him got a bit of an advantage from that, at least Red Baron isn't going to be in too bad of a situation here. Brother John and Balzac getting... Is it raining? Are these... Is it starting to rain? My goodness, what on earth is this What is this? No one else is daring to put on intermediates. Did Balzac make a mistake, or is it actually starting to rain? No one else has done it. Rafa pitting. Decora pitting. Camborn pitting. Rafa comes out ahead of Cam. Raro coming through. No one else has switched onto mediums. That has to have been a mistake. So, Rafa now leads Decora. Camborn comes out. They're running softs. I think they're all anticipating rain. That has to be it. So Flex comes out. Balzac looks like he's having some trouble on those tires. He is... Oh no! Balzac! Ah! Ginger coming around. Gingerly, as it were. So... Everything is getting tossed up here. Balzac clearly way, way too early for intermediate tires here. He's going to have to take these back off, but at the very least, everything will be gathered back together. Still just the midpoint of the race. So Raro has now caught the safety car. El Sucio Dan is behind him, and then we've got a quartet of cars on softs. Rafa, Decora, Camborn, Luke Brax is a short ways back, but he's abruptly going to be right in the lead group. Flex is now coming through in P7, and Flex is now looking very, very good on these mediums. Fiji Domo right behind Flex. He did lose that position, and it's been locked in with the safety car stopping. Santi behind... Oh, hello. Brother John comes out, and his brief adventure with the intermediates is done. Balzac also... Oh, goodness, did both of them... Yeah. Well, that was a... Oh, multiple warnings. What's this? Oh, dear. Is that speeding under the safety car? Or... I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, rough emotional moments here for Sheer Insanity and T. Goldie. It can be really infuriating to have things go badly for you like that. And that's F1 racing sometimes. Just all these hours of work can be undone in a moment. So X-Max is going to be thanking his lucky stars that he loses all of the time lost. Remember, this is the guy who started on pole, spun out on his formation lap, got absolutely swamped at the start, and then had an incident after fighting his way back up to second. If he is going to pull something out here, it is going to be very, very impressive, but he has the time he needs to do it. Although he is on the softs, and those are not going to make it to the end. Ian Brax now, going to be catching up. Brother John pitting. Goodness, we're going to get some weird-looking pit strategies from these guys as they realize, you know what? there's no real point to this, but them pitting means that we're going to have another lap under the safety car. So Raro is leading. I don't see him being able to hold on to this. This is actually, I think, not going to work out that well for Raro or El Suciodan, but I've written off El Suciodan before to my loss. Rafa, though, is in an interesting situation, but honestly, of all the drivers right now, I would want to be in Flex's shoes. Flex has the capacity to make overtakes happen. He is now quite close to the lead, and he is the highest up car who can comfortably run 16 laps. I do not want to run much more than 10 laps on the softs. So the final three are slowly making their way along. Broken Blinker, now in P13. He's got 10-lap-old softs. Broken Blinker, sir. Just shift those tires. Take those tires. He should have probably taken the tires off right now. Brother John making his way up. He's 35 seconds off of the back, and we'll be closing that quite quickly with the current pace that we've got. I wonder if there is a call of imminent rain. That's gotta be it. That's the only reason I can understand that these cars would be looking at making the soft strategy work and would not be pitting off of that right now, because otherwise that's just going to be a huge loss. Balzac following Brother John. It's been a rough day and a rough couple of moments for the McLarens, especially after that moment with the punt. And, well, they're going to get to relitigate that because they're now all on the exact same strategy and all together. So taking a moment to look at penalties, Bravo has 3, Dan has 6, and Rafa has 3. Decora and Camborne are clean, and then Luke has 3. Flex critically has 6 seconds, which is going to make things very difficult for him. Fiji's clean. Safety car's in this lap. Then we've got Santi, Red Baron, and X-Max. X-Max is clean. Brax, Ian, and Red Baron are at 6. Drive-through for Brother John, apparently, and Balzac with 6 and Ginger with 3. So here we go. Raro leading, El Suciodan P2, but I want to ride on board with RFX Rafa, who is on the soft tires as we're getting ready to restart here. Here we go. El Suciodan takes a tight line. Rafa in right behind. Decora's got to run on Rafa. He dodges to the inside, but now he's going to lose the draft. Trying to make the move happen. And Rafa holds it. Pardon that, everyone. Decora. P3, RFX Rafa trying to fight around the outside. As they go around, Rafa goes a little wide and has to cede the position. Decora has now taken P3. Raro and El Suciodan continuing to lead the race. Further back, X-Max is through, taking the position off of Red Baron, and Flex loses the position as Fiji challenges. They're barging, bumping sides here. Flex picks up a penalty, and Fiji now chasing him down very aggressively. Further back, Balzac and Ian Brax. I think that's Balzac making up a position, but I didn't get a great view of that. Here we go. Drivers coming in, and I saw raindrops. There are raindrops happening. Ladies and gentlemen, these are incipient intermediate conditions. Is Raro going to pit? No, it's not ready. Not yet. This would be throwing away the whole race to pit right now. Now I see why Broken Blinker's done what he did. As there's a yellow out in Sector 2. Who is it? It's Broken Blinker. Broken Blinker has had a spin. Brother John is coming into the pits. Ginger takes position. Brother John is going to be the first of the gamblers. Raro brakes. Let's see how the braking is looking. We can see the track is getting greasy. The splashing is beginning. El Suciodan skimming, skidding, sliding along the side of the track here. Meanwhile, Camborne right here, and you know what? I now am seeing the strategy unfolding of everyone who is on these softs. They heard their Jeffs speaking to them, and Jeff was saying, we've got rain in 10 minutes. Santi making a position up on Domo. Here we go. But Flex is now P7 Fiji ahead of Santi and X-Max right behind them. There's going to be a huge crowd charging into the pits very soon. They are getting splashes of water now. And we've got Broken Blinker out on full wets. Oh dear. Broken Blinker, sir. It's not full wet condition yet. Raro goes a little bit deep here. And we've got Decora right behind these two. They're just wanting to run until it is time for the intermediate tires. It's not yet. Rafa doesn't go for it, nor does Cam nor Luke. DRS is enabled, which means it's definitely not wet enough yet. Broken Blinker's going to be having an absolute nightmare of a time right now on these tires, and no one has come in. We do have, however, Brother John. Oh, we got it pass. Side by side, here they come. Around the outside. There we go, it's Rafa taking a position off of Camborn. Cam demoted to P5, and Fiji Domo up and around Santi for P8, but Santi now is going to have a little bit of a run back, and X-Max comes in. Can X-Max make anything happen out of this as he goes, and he's getting really squeezed? Right, that's right. Very, very aggressive driving from these guys. Fiji and Santi, a little bit of barging. And now we're going to see if X-Max can do anything to get past these two. They're just going at it. And now X-Max just needs to keep his nose clean. But the time for the pit stop is going to be coming. Broken Blinker is losing a lot of time right now. But is he going to come in? Let's see. Let's look at the conditions. He's staying out. Decora with a move on Rauercopter. And that is for the lead further back. We've got Ian Brax and Balzac going in here. Balzac up the inside. Very, very tight, but Ian Brax keeps it clean. RFX Rafa right on the outside. El Sucio Dan. Are they going to pit? Is this the lap? No. It is still El Sucio Dan spins. That was not the El Sucio plan. And Ginger also spins. He's not moving. El Sucio Dan going into the pits. Ginger bashing his front wing there. But we've got a battle here. Up for third as well, we've got Camborn and Rafa battling, but we've got fights going on all over here as Flex and Luke Brax are now battling for position. Ginger picks up a time penalty speeding in the pit lane, and El Sucio Dan has gambled on the intermediates. Let's see if that pays off for him. Oh, Bravo! No! Oh, goodness, there's that... oh goodness, the conditions are so treacherous right now as Raro now tumbling through the positions as the safety car has compressed everyone so much. Ginger came out on softs. He's not wanting to gamble on the intermediates yet. Ian Brax trying to get around Red Baron as Red Baron is now upholding the pride of Aston Martin here, holding off 9th position. Way wide for Santi. Oh, huge moment! Massive crash. Santi is out of the race with a huge lateral collision with Red Baron. Red Baron looks like he's spinning out. He's still in the race somewhat, but is there going to be a full safety car for this? I'm not sure, but Decora, is he going to pit? He's looking, trying to see if he should. He's not going to. Safety car is called. Absolutely critical. Flex throws it in. What a gift for Flex. X-Max as well. They're going to both get the perfect pits. Santi calling what doesn't happen there. What a humongous moment. And here we go. Ginger picks up a drive through. Santi upset with Fiji, understandably. Maybe, was that an incident with Fiji that caused that? Well, now we're seeing all these drivers coming through. Rauercopter is getting into the pits. Red Baron is getting into the pits. Now, Brother John as well. Another, is that a second drive-through penalty for Ginger? Brother John comes in. El Sucio Dan now. He's going to come out, but with this safety car, he's not going to have gotten quite the advantage he would have wanted, and he comes out in 11th place ahead. Did Ginger get another penalty? How is... Oh, this is him having to serve a penalty? I'm not 100%... Oh, goodness! Broken Blinker is pitted again. That's a frustrating moment there. So this is critical for the leaders. They do not want to catch the safety car. Ginger has just retired from the session. I feel that is a bit of fury about conditions here. And picking up so many penalties so quickly. So Red Baron passes by the safety car. This is going to be very, very critical where these cars come out. So keep in mind, the leader of the cars that have gone on to... Wait, Flex went out on softs. Flex is out on softs. Did he not have enough time to change his tires? That must have been it. He was the first one who had the chance, and he didn't go for it. Here we go. Decora staying out. Camborn staying out. Oh, we've got gamblers amongst us. Luke Brax and RFX Ralpha in. And now, where's this going to put things for drivers such as Flex? Is Flex going to go in, or is he going to say, yeah, so you know what, I've got to say I'm committed? Well, he's committed to it, and we have got a split strategy here. We've got drivers who are not sure what the move is, but now it seems that everyone who's pitted has done what they wanted to. Broken Blinker with a little bit of a spin here. I think he is going to want to get some intermediates on. So Decora has now caught the safety car. We've got a spun Alsucio Dan! What? Oh, Alsucio Dan, what has happened? There's no one nearby, so we can't see what happened there, but we just lost Dan in what was going to be his final race of the season. One where things were looking very, very, well, I don't know if I could say promising, but things were looking like the whole situation has just been thrown up into the air and landed hither and thither. I can't help but notice that Raro is also on the soft tires. We have got very ambiguous conditions right now, as Decora and Camborn are the only two cars gathered behind the safety car. Balzac picks up a time penalty. El Sucio Dan out of the session, and the drivers, after being in the race so long, are dropping like flies. So Rafa P3, Luke Brax P4, Flex P5. Behind him we've got X-Max, who is the third place driver on intermediate tires, but he's soon going to be gathered right behind the rest of these guys. And then Fiji, running P7. Brother John having a hell of a time right now with those time penalties. And Ian Brax coming up, he's going to be catching up with the safety car momentarily. Balzac coming through, Raro still holding out for these soft tires. It's bold. I can only say that much. Decor and Camborn, though, I feel like Cam is making it... Well, I can't say if this is a mistake. I'm joined now by El Sucio Dan, who has just retired from the race here. You're just on to the intermediate tires. What happened there?
Oh, I made a spin hitting the throttle.
Oh no!
And I broke my front suspension.
Oh dear! So there's no coming back from that, eh?
No, no.
I'm sorry to hear that. It was very interesting. You'd had the spin, and then you just said, you know, I'm throwing the dice, I'm going for the intermediates, I just threw everything away, so I might as well. And now, ESD, we have got a situation and a half. The drivers cannot decide on intermediates or soft. We've lost Ginger.
No,
Santi had that big crash that might have involved Fiji, but he spun out somehow, and Red Baron went very hard into the side of him. So that's knocked both of them down to the back. Broken Blinker had to pit about 3 times because he put on wets and then decided that that was definitely not the thing. And now we are led by Decora and Camborn, who are on softs 8 laps old.
Yeah, the track condition is very...
Oh goodness, Cam just pitted. Cam just pitted. This is going to... Oh goodness, to make the decision to pit now is so painful for Cam. He's been doing so well this championship, and Decora is staying out.
Oh.
This is... But there's a critical thing. Flex is also on soft tires, and Flex is the only driver that Cam is worried about right now.
Maybe we'll see DRS in the last 3 laps.
I mean, it's all. What are we going to see? Raro and Flex and Decora are the only 3 who are out on softs. Everyone else is on fresh intermediates. And the safety car, I think it's going to be coming in this lap. So what were the conditions getting like out there? I could tell it was getting greasy. I could see you slipping and sliding around out there.
Yeah, it's look very tricky condition at this moment.
Yeah,
You,
absolutely.
you don't know if you need a soft or a inter.
Yeah, I mean, the cautious driver in me just says, please, please, just do the intermediates. I'm sort of surprised that other drivers didn't, but I mean, everyone's got their bits of information. I often use DRS as my cue of when I should be pitting in. So we're about to see the DRS, the safety car coming in this lap. We've got Decora leading Rafa, Flex, X-Max, Fiji Domo, Ian Brax, Luke Brax, Balzac Raro, Brother John, Red Baron, Camborn, and Broken Blinker is at the back of the pack, but he is down one lap, but still in contention for points, like he got in his starting race in Singapore.
Oh, looks how Decora moved the car.
Oh my goodness, I am so worried for Decora.
He's in suffering right now.
Robert just spun. I'm sure he's going to put on the intermediates now. Fiji loses some positions here. And Flex has also spun. Flex has also just had a spin on his way out. And Red Baron is now coming up behind him, but Flex is going to be in so much trouble. Oh, Decora goes wide, and now we've got Rafa bashes wheels with him. And this is going to let X-Max through. X-Max races around the outside, but is he overtaking off the track?
The X-Max comeback.
Oh my goodness, Fiji threw up. No, everyone is through on Rafa. Rafa tumbles down to 7th. He's even behind Decora, but Decora is so vulnerable right now. Those softs are absolutely failing him right now. They are not the tire to be on. Everyone on the softs is having a complete disaster right now. And look at this, Camborn and Flex are right together right now, but Flex is losing time hand over fist, ESD.
No.
Camborn makes up 2 positions in Naz's. Cam's up to P8. He's got Brother John ahead of him. Broken Blinker picks up a penalty. He's had a little spin. Decora tumbling positions again. Raro is now coming through. Raro, you're hurting yourself, my friend. Decora spins again!
Good bet.
Okay, well... Moment after moment, X-Max, Luke Brax, Ian Brax are P1, P3, and P2 in that strange order that I said them. Everyone now in the front 9 is on intermediates. They were absolutely the racing tire to be on. Gambling on the softs is not paying off. And now, this is critical moments for Camborn. How many positions can he make up? How many positions can Rafa make up? Where is Raro going to end after all of this? Flex has retired from the session. We've lost Flex. He's just pulled in. He realizes I'm not going to score anything this race. And that is big for the championship leader, retiring in rainy conditions after looking so strong, after coming back from the back row. Flex is losing a chance of potentially 26 points here. He's walking away with 0. He stays at 218 points now with only 3 races to go. X-Max is leading the Brax brothers, who are looking at another potential Alpine podium. And look at this. It's your boy Fiji Domo, who has just picked up a penalty, actually, but he's also running P4. Moments upon moments.
I didn't expect that at the beginning, honestly.
At this point, we need to look at the penalties because we have heaps of them. Balzac has 12 seconds.
Penalty.
Humongous penalties. X-Max is just jaunting away from these guys. Fiji Domo is actually on course to get a podium off of this, although there's penalties hanging over his head, potentially. I suspect there's going to be some protests. We've got RFX Rafa coming through, and Camborn through on Brother John. Camborn around the outside, he brakes later, and he brakes a little bit bolder. Brother John was compromised by taking the inside line, and now Rafa, seeing if he can take this position, hold off Balzac. Balzac doesn't look like he's having any of it, and honestly, things looked so disastrous a few months ago for the McLaren drivers, but they're right back in it.
I think the move from X-Max overtaking Rafa at the S's.
Yeah.
No, at the first corner. Maybe it's gonna be a I don't know the word.
Do you think it would be protested at all?
Yeah,
Since he was definitely wide, but there could be claims made that there was nowhere else to go there, and he accelerated back onto the track. But you know, as a steward, if there's a protest, we'll have a look at it as we do on a weekly basis.
Also, in this game, in that part of the track has no limits.
Oh, I've certainly noticed that. There's been a couple of drivers, T. Goldie and I think Santi as well, were both definitely taking advantage of that. We've got a bit of a fight here. Camborn on Balzac.
Oh,
there goes the cam, and that's another 2 points gained. This is critical. This is Camborn now, with his championship rival completely out of the race as he locks up a little bit, but he's comfortably ahead of the McLaren. And look at that, Brother John loses a position to Balzac.
Cam need to collect all the points as is possible.
Oh, absolutely. And right now, as a matter of fact, he's very close to taking position off of Fiji Domo. Cam could get a podium!
Looking
Holy smokes! Oh. He is actually potentially looking at scoring 15 points.
3-3, I think.
It's absolutely possible. Cam has been as clean as a whistle, which is honestly a very strange figure of speech because whistles are things that people stick into their mouths and, you know, go like, So I don't quite know why people say that, but he is penalty-free, as is X-Max, who's just, by the way, jaunting off into victory contention here. So Balzac lost position to Brother John, but he's not losing track time to him. And now, Red Baron and Raro are actually both in the points right now, although Raro has to be careful with Decora, who is coming up behind him and has looked pacey this race. We've got a close crowd here in this battle for third place on track. Luke Brax with Fiji and Rafa right behind him. Rafa stuck a little finger up the inside, but decided to pull out before the door got slammed on him. Decora picks up a penalty, which is going to be a bit of a relief for Raro. So here's our situation right now. With 3 seconds added to his time, Luke Brax would fall behind Camborn. And that's the critical thing, because I think at this moment, we need to look at the interval to the leader. Because that's everything right now. So right now, Luke Brax at 6+. Goodness! 9 seconds of penalties on Ian Brax. Camborn could get P2! As long as he stays close to this group and stays clean, RFX Rafa making a look to see if he can get up on the inside of Fiji Domo. And we've got Luke Brax right up ahead there, but Luke is not showing a lot of pace right now. Fiji sticking his nose up the inside, seeing if he can get something to happen. And now he's got a bit of a line. Oh, a little bit of contact. Oh, and right through the middle, RFX Rafa. And oh, that's going to be frustrating. And DRS is enabled. It stopped raining. Alciziadan has stopped raining. Fiji Domo currently P4. We're on to the final lap of this race. What a moment here. Fiji right behind Rafa. Cam right behind Fiji. And right now I would be treating Fiji like more than the back of a kicking mule. I would be treating him like the demon core of a nuclear reactor, that if you crack it open a little bit, you will die of cancer in 2 days, because he has been dangerous this race.
Can we see the deltas?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, right now, the deltas matter much less than the gap to the leader, because this is where the penalties are going to be applied. The gaps right here, you can just do the math on the screen bar. And now Fiji is going to be 11.5 back, which means he's going to be well behind Camborn, and right near Luke Brax, actually. So Fiji with 3 seconds of penalties, Camborn sitting here, and Camborn is going to be P2. Camborn is P2 functionally right now. X-Max is coming through. He's onto his final corner. X-Max coming around with a well-earned victory from pole, but you would never know that was a casual drive from pole position.
Well deserved.
Well deserved indeed. Ian Brax coming around, but he's going to get loaded up with 9 seconds of penalties, as will Rafa. Fiji Domo comes through and is P2 for a moment, but he has thrown down the order. Camborn up into P2.
No more P2.
And now Rafa P6, Brother John P7. Let's see where now Red Baron and Raro come through. They're a little bit of a gap behind here.
No, there's a lot of gap.
Alright, so on track right now, Fiji is showing his... Oh! Bit of a moment there for Red Baron, but he makes the cross. And now, is Decora catching? No, the gap is not going to happen. Alright.
No.
You're hearing the fireworks right now, and this is huge for the championship. Camborn, now who had fastest lap?
I think X-Max.
I wouldn't be at all surprised if it was X-Max. That does make a lot of sense. Decora and Broken Blink are both coming through, and that is our race. Fiji, oh my goodness. Just, I don't know where to start. A very good comeback from X-Max after complete disasters. Rafa from the back row to near the very front of the race. Fiji with a very, I think, controversial podium. We'll see if he keeps this, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be some penalties, but... Well, at least he gets to take a screenshot right here because he is on the podium.
Yeah, it's gonna be the protest.
Yeah, I'm certain there's going to be some protests here because we had some chaos, and I'm not talking about myself here, unfolding on track. Well, our results as stated by the game, and these are subject to changing the event of protest. But X-Max and Camborn, I can't see that changing. 1 and 2 finishing on intermediate tires. Then he's followed by Fiji Domo. And let's see, with one penalty that would drop someone down to 6th position just with a 5-second, because we've got Fiji, Luke, and Ian, Rafa, Brother John, and Balzac, Red Baron, and Raro filling out the points. Decora, after a strong fight up at the front, things went to pieces late on. The softs were not the answer.
Yeah.
Well, Alsusia Dan, what do you have to say about that race?
Oh, it was a very crazy race. Much more than I expected.
It's, you know, I was starting to wonder what's happening because I saw one of the McLarens come out on intermediates and was thinking, goodness, what's happened here? And it turns out that that's what was happening there. It was about to rain, and he put on the intermediates way too early, had to take them off. But in the end, Brother John and Balzac are 7th and 8th after putting on the wrong tires.
Right. That's a value point for the team.
That's where yeah, it's unfortunate for Sheer that he retired from there. I always encourage all drivers, even when you're very furious at what's happened, if your car is intact, please stay in the race. The chances are still there. Alright, well, I think we need to get into the debrief because there's going to be some sort of discussion going on here, but El Sucio Dan, if I'm not mistaken, you won't be able to make it for the final 3 races, is that right?
Yeah, is that right? This is my last race in the season. And thank you guys for the time, for organizing, for realize this, for the broadcast, all of it. It's a very good, great community.
Hey, thank you very much. And it's not a great community without drivers such as yourself. It's you know, very exciting, and I suppose this is formally the end of your championship defense. It's going to definitely go to someone else now.
Yeah, totally.
It would have been a little bit difficult to make it back since you did miss a solid 8 or so races, so it would have been a bit of a long shot.
I didn't understand. Can you repeat me, please?
Oh, I said it would have been a difficult comeback since you missed. I've counted now 7 races you didn't get to start.
Oh yeah, no. Also, I lost some pace and speed in Formula 1.
Well, if you lost some pace, you still
and that's affect me.
Throws you off a little. Well, you still have victories in France and Hungary and fastest laps in France and Canada, so you haven't lost it.
Yeah, kinda.
All right. Well, I hope I'll be able to see you in chat over the next 3 races. They'll be at the same time, 3 weeks straight. We've got Brazil, we've got Abu Dhabi, and then we've got the season finale at Imola.
I'm going to try, but it's gonna be difficult. I'm going to the mountains.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, as a guy who spends a lot of time outside of internet range, I know how it be.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much to LC Sudan for joining me here in the commentary booth. And
thank you.
Hey, thank you very much. And we'll be signing up. There's going to be a community night this Thursday, and we will see you guys on the next 3 Mondays. Mexico is done. Brazil, Abu Dhabi, and Italy remain. This has been Chaos for LC Sudan signing off.
Good night.